What's up, YouTube? I'm Josh, and this is another episode of Beard Meets Flavor. Today, I'm going to show you guys how to make a couple of super simple, super delicious breakfast tacos. Stick around, I'll show you what's up. All right, so when I was younger, I used to live in Texas with my folks, just outside of Austin in a tiny little town, and my stepfather and I were doing construction work. And we drive through the back roads of Texas, and they had all these cool little shacks, basically, at the end of people's properties where they would sell breakfast tacos. They were like $1. They were super simple. We'd go pick up a bunch while we drove to work and just chow them down. And I used to love them. They're super simple. I love tacos. I love breakfast food. So I'm going to show you a couple of ways to do tacos. One super simple and traditional, and one that we're going to kind of bump up a little bit, right? So first thing we got to do, we're going to get our schmeats cooking, and that usually for breakfast means bacon, right? So we're going to cook some bacon, and believe it or not, I'm going to try and do something, not try, this is normally how I cook bacon, but I don't like to make a huge mess when I cook bacon. Cleaning up bacon is a pain in the ass because you got all that, you know, bacon grease. Yeah, you can like save it and filter out all the bits and pieces and use it for future cooking, but again, I'm lazy and that's a lot of work. So if you take a foil lined sheet pan and then throw it in the oven, bacon comes out amazing. You can take the greasy foil out of the pan, throw it away, you're done, right? So I've got the oven right on cue, preheated to 375 degrees. I'm going to throw this sheet of bacon. This is the only shitty thing. Then you got these like poor lonely guys who didn't make the cut. They're like the, they're like the fat kids on the handball court. Nobody wanted them. So don't worry, we'll rope them in. We won't leave them out. All right. Okay, so done. So we got the bacon cooking. That's going to take about 15 minutes. About halfway through, I'm going to go ahead and flip the bacon, put it in for another 7 or so minutes so they get nice and crispy, not too crispy on both sides. And that's it. All right, so we're going to make a couple of things. So we're going to make a traditional kind of chorizo taco. Growing up, it was very big in our household, chorizo and eggs. My mom made it for me as a kid, so I love them. So we're going to go ahead and start that. First thing we got to do is we're going to go ahead and brown some potatoes because it goes fantastic with eggs. I'm just thinking about it. I'm already starting to salivate in the back there. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get this pan warmed up. We're going to start our potatoes, get those going. We'll show you how everything comes together. I'm going to let this thing get heated up. We'll be right back. All right, so we're going to use the potatoes in both different kinds of tacos because, like I said, potatoes, breakfast, eggs go amazing together. You can use fresh potatoes that you cut up yourself. You can use hash browns. I just got some of these diced hash brown potatoes. So I've got a pan that's got a shallow oil in it, and then I'm just going to go ahead and dump these guys in. About half a bag. So with the potatoes, I want them to kind of have a nice crispy outside and then soft kind of inside. So we're going to cook them at kind of a high heat, let them sit for a little bit so they can get some color. Then we'll flip them over, do both sides. But before I do that, I'm just going to salt and pepper. Potatoes love salt, so feel free to add a little extra, and pepper. All right, so that's really it for the potatoes. We're going to get these going. I'm going to let them sit for about, 5 to 7 minutes, and then we'll check on them. We'll come back. All right, so we pulled the bacon out of the oven. It's been about 7 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and flip them. The other cool thing about doing bacon this way is this is bacon you can actually cook naked if you are so inclined. So keep that in mind for all you nudist cookers out there. So we're going to flip this bacon, throw it back in the oven. and then we'll come back. All right, so we've had these little potato babies going for about 10 minutes or so, so I'm gonna go ahead and flip them. I let them run a little longer. Oh boy. I let them run a little longer on that first side because we're doing these cubies. It's hard to make sure they all flip. So that second side may not get as good. So, you know, do your thing, man. So we're gonna, again, let these guys go for a few more minutes and we'll pull them out, cook the rest of the stuff, put these things together, eat some food. This is kind of the hard part, the potatoes, because that takes a little bit of time. The bacon takes a little bit of time. Chorizo's super easy, eggs are super easy, whatever. We also cut some onions off screen because, you know, I know how much you guys love watching my terrible knife skills. No more. We'll be back. All right, YouTubes, we're going to go ahead and pull these potatoes. So you can see we got some beautiful color on there. And they're still nice and soft. So I'm going to take these potatoes, pour some on the table, try and get most of them in a paper towel lined bowl to scrape up the extra grease. It sounds like it's time to check on the bacon. So we'll go ahead and do that. We'll show you the bacon here in just a sec, and we'll come back. Okay. So all in all, the bacon has been cooking for 17 minutes. And because it is still hot, it'll continue to cook afterwards. I'm not a fan of super crispy bacon. I know that's another controversial deal. So I'm going to pull them when they're still a little floppy and chewy. Then I'm going to close the fridge door. All right, so I'm going to put the bacon on a paper towel lined plate. There we go. Get a little bacon grease on the table again. We talked about last time how good it is conditioning that wood furniture. Over the top. Give them a little patty pat. Okay, done. Bacon. Whoop. All right, so now, like I said, the cool thing about pan cooking your bacon, baking your bacon, is I'm going to let this kind of cool down a little bit. It'll solidify. I can throw this whole thing away. No fuss. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start cooking our chorizo. So I've got my pan. Chorizo's pretty greasy, but I put a little bit in there because I want to saute some onions in there. All right. Take some of our onions. That's pretty good. Get our stirring utensil. I'm gonna have to just kind of keep my little glove guy on, huh? All right, so we're gonna sweat these down for just a second before we bring in the chorizo. Oh, it smells so good. Did you guys get that body jiggle there? Was that nice? All right, we'll do that again. All right, so still my knife over here. All right, so chorizo's cool because it's like a meat tube, a seasoned meat tube, not a Susan meat tube. Nobody wants that. All right, here we go. Doesn't that look nice? Trust me, it's far more delicious than it appears coming out. I can vouch for it. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of mash this around. So they make pork chorizo, beef chorizo, and soy chorizo. My mom will probably disown me for saying this, but the soy chorizo is actually pretty good. So, you know, it's a little less greasy. It's not bad. Okay, so we're going to let this cook a little bit. Oh, and you can smell the Mexican seasoning. It's absolutely amazing. Super flavorful, aromatic. Busted out that word of the day calendar again. All right, so I got 8 cracked eggs. that we're just gonna beat. Gotta beat my eggs. Okay. So I'm gonna finish beating these eggs. While you guys are here, I'm gonna season them a touch with a little bit of salt and pepper. What the hell I did with my salt? Okay. All right. So we'll finish beating these. We'll finish the chorizo cooking, and then we'll come back, show you how to put it all together. All right. So we poured in the 8 eggs, and now it's just a matter of cooking, right? So we're gonna let this kind of cook, just like you would do scrambled eggs. Let them kind of come together till you get to your desired doneness, and that's pretty much it for chorizo and eggs, y'all. So give us a few minutes. We'll cook these eggs down a little bit. We'll bring you back, and we'll go from there. All right, so you can see chorizo is done. Kind of, you know, consistency of scrambled eggs. So I'm going to take this off pan, and then we'll bring back our little guy. So the chorizo and eggs, obviously that's going to be a little bit more of a traditional cook. I'm going to let this pan heat up, come back. I'll show you the other kind. Put them together, we'll eat, and we'll change your life again. Okay, pan's heated. So here's the trick with the second tacos. Get some egg juice on there. Okay. 1. Oh God. Pan may be a little warm, guys. Okay. 2. All right. So same thing. We're gonna just a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. Okay. We're gonna pull it off the heat just a touch, just to kind of let it do its thing. Now, a little trick, because we pull it off for so long, it's probably already cooled down right now, right? So when you're frying eggs, if you look, you got your yolk, and then you got this little floppy white part, right? So if you just cut in like that, the floppy white part will run out and cook. And then you'll have a perfectly fried egg with no weird runny goo. So, pro tip from somebody who's definitely not a pro, right? Okay, keep going. So, we're gonna let these guys get to where they're done. We'll come back, we'll build tacos. News team assembled. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start building. First, what I'm gonna do our fancy fried egg one. So I'm gonna go a little non-traditional as this is. I'm gonna put cheese down first. You can do that fried cheese thing with this as well that we showed you on the fajitas. Okay. Beautiful cooked egg. Coax it in there gently like a little baby bird. Okay? I don't know why you're coaxing the bird into something, but whatever you guys are into, right? Okay. Now, I'm going to take my spoon, because what I'm kind of thinking here is we'll put we'll take a slice of bacon, run it down the side here behind the egg. Should have done this before, but kind of building this in my brain as we go. Okay, so we got a little bakey bake there. Then I'm going to take some of our potatoes. Okay. Good. Okay. Let's see if I can do this without ruining life. Success. All right, so now we're going to take some of our chorizo, eggs, and onions. God, it smells absolutely amazing. Okay, same thing. Take some of our potatoes, flick them all over, make sure you do that. Okay, good. Okay. Now, some avocado. Oh, this avocado is soft. Okay. Good. Our spoon again. Throw that on there. Almost forgot the damn fresh shredded cheddar cheese on the chorizo and potatoes. Who am I even? Okay. A couple slices of avocado. Add a nice creaminess to everything. Our oh brother, that's hot. See what kind of a pitch pan I'll make, all you future sponsors out there. Just a little smoky dab. Okay, you know the drill. B-roll, we'll eat some food. All right, YouTube, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. And if you guys have stuck around this long, thank you very much. We love you. Thank you for all the support. Go ahead and like and subscribe for me. Let's get down to business. All right, so we're going to start with the more traditional, the chorizo, egg, potato, cheese, avocado. I like to kind of pack it in there. It's time for the beer to meet the flavor. That's my wife's favorite part when she just gets to watch me chew. Okay. So there's a lot going on. It's all good. The spicy savoriness of the chorizo and eggs really comes through. The avocado kind of comes in and cools it off, adds a nice creaminess. The potato adds some nice texture, a little bit of crunch. The cheese, can never go wrong with cheese. Amazing. Cool thing also about chorizo and eggs, you can make extra, perfect to microwave in the morning for a little burrito on the go. Okay, now comes the funky creation. What I do want to do, let's grab my avocado spoon here. I just want to break that yolk up. Get that gooey goodness. Okay, here we go. Taco number 2. It's time for the beer to meet the flavor. Mm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's amazing that, that's what I love about tacos. They're so versatile. Very similar ingredients, both served on the tortilla. They both look very similar, but completely different tastes. That creaminess of the yolk really comes through. It's a whole different egg taste than the chorizo and egg. Potatoes, same thing, adds a nice savoriness, that crunch. The bacon, that chew, that smoke. Avocado, nice creaminess, and that amazing avocado flavor. I don't even think I can pick a favorite out of these two. They're both so different that they're both amazing in their own way, just like your children, you know what I mean? So, these are incredible. Make them. Tell me what you guys think. Thanks, guys. We'll see you on the next one.